My beloved child, before you move into another moment, before your mind returns to the worries waiting for you, I want you to pause here for a little while. Do not rush past this quiet moment. Do not treat these words as something ordinary that simply appeared in front of you today. There are moments in life when a message reaches us at the exact time our hearts need to hear it. Moments when we stop for reasons we cannot fully explain. Moments when something inside us whispers, "Stay a little longer." My child, perhaps you have wondered why you are here right now. Why these words found you today. Why, among all the things you could have seen, your heart paused here. Maybe you thought it was just another moment in your day. Maybe you thought you clicked because you were curious, because you had a few quiet minutes, or because you were searching for something you could not even put into words. But I want you to know this. Your heart is not invisible to me. I see the questions you carry. I see the moments when you look at your life and wonder if there is a reason behind the things you are walking through. I see the places where you have been waiting for answers, waiting for direction, waiting for a sign that you are not walking alone. My beloved child, there is a reason your soul stopped here. Not because you are forgotten, not because you have reached the end of your strength, but because there is still a part of you that longs to hear hope again. There is still a place inside you that believes peace is possible. There is still a quiet desire within you to know that your life is held by something greater than your fears and uncertainties. I know the world around you often moves quickly. It tells you to hurry. It tells you that if you do not act immediately, you will lose something important. It tells you that every opportunity must be chased, every answer must be found, and every uncertainty must be solved right away. But my child, there are moments when I invite you to stop before you move. There are moments when the greatest wisdom is not found in rushing forward, but in becoming still enough to listen. This is one of those moments. I am not calling you with fear. I am not drawing your attention through panic or pressure. I am gently inviting you closer, because I know what your heart has been carrying. I know the thoughts you have not shared. I know the concerns you have placed behind a smile. I know the quiet questions that return when the day becomes still and you are alone with your thoughts. My beloved child, sometimes I place a pause in your path because I am protecting something you cannot yet see. Sometimes I slow your steps because my love sees beyond what your eyes can understand. A child may wonder why a parent asks them to wait, but the parent sees what the child cannot see. In the same way, I see the roads ahead of you. I see the things you are unaware of. I see the timing you cannot measure. I see the details you cannot yet understand. My child, do not assume that every delay means you have been forgotten. Do not believe that every unanswered question means I am distant. There are times when silence is not absence. There are times when waiting is not rejection. There are times when a closed door is not the end of your journey, but a gentle reminder that I am still guiding your steps. You may not understand why this moment came today. You may not know why your heart felt drawn to listen. But you do not need to understand everything before you receive peace. You only need to allow your heart to become quiet for a moment. Stay here with me. Let the noise become softer. Let the pressure begin to loosen. Let yourself remember that you are not walking through life alone. There is a reason you are here. There is a purpose in this moment. And as you continue listening, I will help you see that what feels like uncertainty may be the beginning of a deeper trust, a deeper peace, and a deeper understanding of how carefully you have always been held. My beloved child, as you remain here with me, I want you to know that I see what others cannot see. I see beyond the words you speak. I see beyond the smile you show to the world. I see the hidden places of your heart where you have carried things quietly for a long time. There are burdens you have learned to carry so well that people around you may not even realize how heavy they have become. You have continued moving forward. You have continued showing up. You have continued doing what was expected of you. But deep inside, there have been moments when your soul whispered, "I am tired." My child, I heard that whisper. I have never ignored the silent cries that never became words. I have never overlooked the tears that you wiped away before anyone noticed. I have never been distant from the battles you faced in the quiet places of your heart. I know the exhaustion that comes from trying to stay strong for too long. I know the weight of carrying responsibilities while pretending everything is fine. I know the moments when you lay down at night and your body is resting, but your thoughts are still running through everything you could not solve during the day. My beloved child, I know the pressure you have felt to keep going, even when your heart needed rest. I know the questions that have followed you. Questions about whether you are making the right choices. Questions about whether things will ever become easier. Questions about whether the waiting, the uncertainty, and the struggles you carry have any meaning. You may have looked around and wondered why others seem to move forward while you feel like you are standing still. You may have wondered why some doors opened quickly for others, while your own path has required patience. You may have quietly asked yourself if you are falling behind. But my child, I want you to know that I see the whole story, not just the chapter you are living in right now. I see the parts of your journey that no one else understands. I see the moments when you had to encourage yourself because there was no one around to recognize how difficult the day had been. I see the kindness you continued to give even when you felt empty inside. I see the patience you showed even when you were longing for answers. I see the faith you held onto even when you did not feel strong. My beloved child, there is a hidden burden many people carry. It is the burden of always feeling like they have to be enough. Enough for their family, enough for their work, enough for the expectations placed upon them, enough to prove that they are worthy. And after carrying that weight for so long, the heart begins to grow tired. The soul begins to wonder if it is allowed to rest. My child, I know the emotional fatigue that comes from trying to control every outcome. I know the fear that rises when you cannot see what is ahead. I know the disappointment that comes when plans do not unfold the way you hoped. I know the loneliness of feeling surrounded by people but still feeling unseen. There are moments when you have carried a hidden struggle that no one else knew existed. You have answered, "I am okay," while a deeper part of you was searching for comfort. You have smiled in conversations while quietly wishing someone would ask how you truly are. You have continued your daily routine while carrying thoughts and emotions that felt too difficult to explain. My beloved child, I do not look at you with disappointment because you are tired. I do not turn away because you have moments of weakness. I do not love you less because you have questions, fears, or emotions you cannot easily organize. I know your heart. I know your limits. I know the places where you need compassion, not criticism. The world may only see what you accomplish, but I see who you are beneath everything you do. I see the person who is still trying. I see the heart that still hopes. I see the soul that still longs for peace. My child, your pain is not invisible to me. Your exhaustion is not meaningless. Your silent struggle is not something I have missed. I have been near you in every moment when you wondered if anyone understood. I have been close in every season when your strength felt smaller than your responsibilities. And before you can understand where I am leading you, I want you to first understand this truth. You have been seen, you have been known, and you have never been alone. But there is something deeper you must discover, because the weight you have been carrying may not mean what you think it means. There is another way to see this season, and I want to gently reveal it to your heart. My beloved child, as you continue to sit with me in this quiet place, I want to gently reveal something that may have been shaping your thoughts for a long time. Before you can walk into a new understanding of my love, you must recognize the voices that have been speaking louder than truth. Not every thought that enters your mind is a reflection of who you truly are. Not every feeling that rises within your heart tells the complete story of your life. Sometimes the deepest wounds are not created only by what happens around you, but by the meanings you attach to those moments. My child, I know there are thoughts you have carried quietly, thoughts that return when you are tired, thoughts that become louder when you face uncertainty, thoughts that tell you things that sound believable because they have been repeated for so long. Maybe you have started believing that you are forgotten. Maybe you have started believing that because something has not happened yet, it never will. Maybe you have started believing that because a door has remained closed, you are not worthy of entering a better season. But my beloved child, I want you to hear my voice above those fears. You are not forgotten. You have never been forgotten. The silence you feel does not mean my absence. The waiting you experience does not mean my rejection. The path that feels unclear does not mean you are walking alone. I see the moments when doubt has quietly entered your heart. I see the times when you compared your journey with someone else's journey and wondered why your life looks different. I see when you looked at another person's progress and began questioning your own value. I see when you measured your worth by what you achieved, what you received, or how quickly your prayers were answered. My child, fear has a way of changing the way you see yourself. It takes one difficult season and tries to convince you that the whole story is hopeless. It takes one unanswered question and tries to make you believe there will never be an answer. It takes one disappointment and tries to convince you that disappointment is your identity. But my child, one season does not define your entire journey. One closed door does not determine your future. One moment of uncertainty does not erase the purpose I have placed within you. The enemy of your peace would love for you to believe that you are too late, too weak, or too far away. It would love for you to build your identity around fear instead of my love. It would love for you to see yourself through the lens of your mistakes, your delays, and your struggles, instead of through the eyes of grace. But I do not look at you through the eyes of condemnation. I look at you through the eyes of a father who knows you completely and still chooses to love you. My beloved child, you have sometimes believed the lie that you must have everything figured out before you can have peace. You have believed that you must control every detail before you can rest. You have believed that your value depends on how much you accomplish and how many people recognize you. But your worth was never created by success. Your identity was never built by approval from others. You are valuable because you belong to me. My child, I know the moments when self-doubt has made you question your own strength. I know the times when you wondered if you were capable enough, prepared enough, or worthy enough. But I want you to remember this. Your weakness does not surprise me. Your uncertainty does not scare me. Your questions do not push me away. I meet you exactly where you are, and I gently lead you toward who you are becoming. Do not allow fear to become the narrator of your story. Do not let anxiety speak louder than grace. Do not let the delay you are experiencing become the definition of your life. There is a deeper truth waiting for you. The truth that you are still held. The truth that you are still loved. The truth that your life is still being guided, even in moments when you cannot see the road ahead. My beloved child, sometimes I allow you to recognize the false beliefs you have carried because I want to replace them with something stronger. I want to exchange fear for trust. I want to exchange self-doubt for confidence in my presence. I want to exchange the feeling of being forgotten with the assurance that you are known. The lies that once controlled your heart do not have to remain there forever. There is a greater truth I want to show you, a truth that can change the way you see your waiting, your struggles, and your future. And as you continue listening, you will begin to understand that what you called a setback may have been a place where I was quietly protecting and preparing you. My beloved child, as you continue to listen, I want to invite you into a different way of seeing. For so long, you have looked at yourself through the eyes of your struggles. You have measured your life by what has not happened yet, by the doors that remain closed, by the prayers that seem unanswered, and by the moments when you felt like you were not moving forward. But my child, your view is limited by what you can see today. My perspective reaches beyond the surface. I see what is hidden. I see what is growing beneath the places where you thought nothing was changing. I see the strength being formed inside you through the very seasons you wanted to escape. My beloved child, you may look at your waiting and see emptiness, but I see preparation. You may look at your quiet season and see a lack of progress, but I see roots growing deeper. You may look at your unanswered questions and wonder if I have forgotten you, but I see a story that is still unfolding. What you call a delay, I may be using as a place of transformation. What you call a setback, I may be using as a place where your heart is becoming stronger. What you call weakness, I see as a place where my grace can meet you. My child, you often judge yourself by the moments when you feel tired, but I see the courage it took for you to keep going. You focus on the times when you felt uncertain, but I see the faith that remained even when your emotions were shaken. You remember the days when you felt like giving up, but I remember every moment when you chose to continue. I remember every quiet prayer. I remember every step forward, even the small ones that no one else noticed. My beloved child, The world often celebrates what can be seen quickly. It notices achievements, results, and visible success. But I work differently. I often begin with what is hidden. Before a tree stands tall, there is a season when its roots grow beneath the ground where no one can see. Before a flower opens, there is a season of quiet preparation inside the soil. Before a person walks confidently into a new season, there is often a hidden work happening within the heart. My child, do not underestimate what I am doing in the unseen places of your life. The patience you are learning matters. The wisdom you are gaining matters. The compassion growing inside you matters. The deeper trust you are developing matters. These things may not receive attention from others, but they are precious in my sight. I am not only preparing a circumstance, I am preparing you. My beloved child, you may have believed that your value depends on how quickly you arrive at your destination. But I want you to understand that your worth has never been determined by your timeline. You are not behind because your journey looks different. You are not forgotten because your path has required patience. You are not less loved because your season does not look like someone else's season. I know exactly where you are. I know what you need. I know what your heart can carry and what your future requires. My child, there are things I protect you from that you may never recognize. There are paths I keep you from because I see what you cannot see. There are opportunities I allow to wait because I know timing matters. A gift received before the right moment can become a burden instead of a blessing. A door opened before you are ready can create confusion instead of peace. My love does not only give, my love also guides. My love also protects. My love also teaches you to trust. My beloved child, begin to see yourself the way I see you. Not as someone who is forgotten, but as someone who is being formed. Not as someone who is stuck, but as someone who is growing. Not as someone who has lost time, but as someone whose story is still being written. I see hidden strength where you see weakness. I see growth where you see waiting. I see possibility where you see uncertainty. My perspective is not meant to ignore your pain. It is meant to place your pain inside a larger story of grace. I know the road has not always been easy. I know there have been moments when you wish things could move faster, but I want you to remember this truth. The work I do within you is just as important as the things I do around you. And as your heart begins to see through my eyes, you will discover that the waiting you feared may have been the very place where I was quietly preparing you for what comes next. My beloved child, as you continue this journey with me, I want to speak to the question that has rested quietly in your heart for so long. The question you may have been afraid to ask. The question that returns when the days feel longer than expected and the answers seem slower than you hoped. Why do I have to wait? My child, I know waiting is not easy. I know there are moments when waiting feels like standing still while everything around you continues moving. I know there are mornings when you wake up wondering if something will finally change. I know there are nights when you look back at your journey and wonder why the process has taken so long. Your desire for movement is not wrong. Your longing for answers is not a failure of faith. I understand the heart that hopes. I understand the heart that wants to see the fruit after planting the seed. But my beloved child, there is a deeper work that happens during the waiting season. There are things growing beneath the surface that your eyes cannot yet recognize. A seed placed in the ground does not become a tree overnight. For a time, it remains hidden. It is covered by soil. It is surrounded by darkness. To someone looking from the outside, it may appear that nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, something important is taking place. The seed is breaking open. The roots are forming. Life is beginning. My child, you are often tempted to measure progress only by what you can see. You look for open doors. You look for visible changes. You look for immediate answers. But I often begin my greatest work in places where human eyes cannot reach. I work in your heart before I change your circumstances. I strengthen your foundation before I increase your responsibilities. I develop your character before I place something new into your hands. My beloved child, waiting is not a punishment. Waiting is not proof that you have been forgotten. Waiting is not a sign that I have stopped caring. Sometimes waiting is where preparation happens. Sometimes the season you wish would end is the very season where I am building the strength you will need for what comes next. Think about the roots of a tree. The roots grow quietly beneath the ground before the branches reach toward the sky. No one celebrates the root system because it cannot be seen. No one applauds the hidden growth. But without deep roots, the tree cannot remain strong when the seasons change. My child, I am building roots within you. I am teaching you patience when you want immediate answers. I am teaching you trust when you cannot control the outcome. I am teaching you peace when your circumstances do not yet reflect what your heart desires. These lessons are not delays in your journey, they are part of your journey. My beloved child, there are seasons in life that are meant for planting, seasons meant for growing, and seasons meant for harvest. A farmer does not dig up the seed every morning to see if it is growing. The farmer trusts the process. The farmer understands that growth requires time, care, and the right conditions. In the same way, I invite you to trust the work I am doing within you. Do not pull away from the process because you cannot yet see the result. Do not abandon hope because the answer has not appeared in the way you expected. My child, I know the waiting has stretched your patience. I know it has tested your confidence. I know there have been moments when you wondered if you were moving forward or simply remaining in the same place. But I want you to remember this. Hidden does not mean forgotten. Quiet does not mean empty. Slow does not mean inactive. There are movements happening that you cannot measure with your eyes. There are preparations taking place that you cannot yet understand. My beloved child, perhaps the greatest gift of the waiting season is not only what I prepare for you, but what I prepare inside you. Because when the right moment comes, I do not want you to simply receive something new. I want you to have the wisdom, maturity, and peace to carry it well. I want you to walk into the next season not driven by fear, but guided by trust. Not desperate for something to complete you, but confident that you are already held by my love, my child. The waiting season is not empty space between where you are and where you want to be. It is sacred ground where growth happens. It is where roots become deeper. It is where faith becomes stronger. It is where your heart learns that my presence is not only found in the answer, but also in the process. And as you begin to understand the purpose of this season, I want to show you the truth that has been written for generations, a truth that reminds you that those who wait on me are never waiting in vain. My beloved child, as you continue to walk through this season, I want you to look deeper than what is happening around you. There is a question that quietly rises within the heart during times of waiting, a question that is not only about what you will receive, but about who you are becoming. My child, while you have been looking for the change outside of you, there has been a work taking place within you. While you have been asking when the season will change, there has been a transformation happening inside your heart. The waiting has not only been preparing something for your future, it has been shaping something within you. My beloved child, there are qualities that cannot be developed in a moment. Wisdom is not formed only through easy answers. Patience is not built only when everything happens according to your plans. Compassion is not always created through comfort. Some of the deepest parts of your character are formed when you learn how to remain faithful through uncertainty. When you continue walking even when the path is not completely clear. When you choose peace even when you do not have every explanation. When you choose kindness even after experiencing disappointment. My child, I have been building strength within you that cannot always be measured by what others see. You may not notice it because growth often happens quietly. A person does not wake up one morning and suddenly possess great wisdom. Wisdom is collected through moments of reflection, through lessons learned, through experiences that teach the heart to see differently. Every season has the ability to shape you. Every challenge can become an opportunity to grow deeper. Every unanswered question can become an invitation to develop trust and understanding. My beloved child, there was a time when uncertainty may have caused you to immediately panic. There was a time when waiting may have felt unbearable because you believed everything depended on your ability to control the outcome. But look at how you have changed. You have learned to pause. You have learned to consider before reacting. You have learned that not every situation requires immediate action. You have learned that peace can exist even before answers arrive. This is growth. This is maturity forming within you. My child, resilience is not the absence of difficult moments. Resilience is the quiet strength that develops when you discover that you can continue moving forward even when circumstances are not perfect. It is the strength that allows you to bend without breaking. It is the confidence that comes from knowing every season has something to teach you. It is the understanding that your identity is not determined by one moment, one outcome, or one unanswered prayer. My beloved child, compassion is another gift that can grow during seasons of waiting. When you have experienced uncertainty, you become more gentle with those who are also struggling. When you have known disappointment, you become more patient with the pain of others. When you have walked through moments of confusion, you become more understanding toward people who are searching for direction. The places that once felt like weaknesses can become places where your heart develops greater kindness. My child, do not only ask, when will this season end? Also ask, what is this season creating within me? Because sometimes the greatest transformation is not found when the circumstance changes, but when your heart becomes stronger, wiser, and more peaceful while walking through it. There are things you could not have learned in a season of constant comfort. There are depths within you that would have remained hidden if you had never experienced uncertainty. My beloved child, I am teaching you to become someone who does not need every answer before taking the next faithful step. Someone who can move with wisdom instead of fear. Someone who can wait without losing hope. Someone who can receive blessings without being controlled by anxiety. Someone who can walk into new opportunities with humility and strength. The waiting season is not simply holding you in place. It is developing the person who will carry what comes next. My child, the roots growing beneath the surface are becoming stronger. The foundation within you is becoming deeper. The lessons you are learning today will become part of the wisdom you carry tomorrow. And as this transformation continues, I want to remind you of a truth that has guided many faithful hearts before you. The waiting is not empty, because every season in the hands of God can become a place of growth, renewal, and preparation. My beloved child, as you have come this far and allowed your heart to see things differently, I want to invite you into a deeper response. Not a response filled with pressure, not a response created by fear, but a response that comes from trust, from surrender, and from a heart that is ready to walk with me in a new way. My child, after everything you have carried, after all the questions you have asked, after all the seasons where you wondered what was happening, there is a gentle invitation before you now. It is not a demand, it is not a burden, it is an open door toward peace. I am inviting you to release what you were never meant to carry alone. My beloved child, there are things you have held tightly because you were afraid of what would happen if you let go. You have held on to the need to control every detail. You have held on to old disappointments that shaped the way you see the future. You have held on to fears that told you if you stop worrying, everything might fall apart. But my child, peace cannot fully enter a heart that is still holding on to every burden with clenched hands. Sometimes the first step toward freedom is not gaining something new. Sometimes it is releasing what has been weighing you down. I invite you to let go of the fear that has been guiding your decisions. I invite you to let go of the belief that you must figure everything out before you can rest. I invite you to let go of the pressure to make everything happen in your own strength. My beloved child, surrender does not mean giving up. Surrender means placing your trust in a love greater than your own understanding. It means saying, I do not see the whole path, but I believe I am not walking alone. It means allowing your heart to breathe again after carrying the responsibility of trying to control every outcome. My child, I know surrender can feel difficult because you have learned to protect yourself. You have learned to prepare for disappointment. You have learned to depend on your own strength because there were moments when you felt you had no other choice. But now I am inviting you into a different way of living. A way where your heart does not have to constantly fight for peace. A way where you can trust that even in uncertainty, you are being guided. My beloved child, I also invite you to forgive. Not because what happened did not matter, not because your pain was insignificant, but because forgiveness releases your heart from being trapped by what has already wounded you. Forgiveness is not pretending everything was easy. It is choosing not to allow yesterday's pain to control tomorrow's possibilities. There are things you need to place down so your heart can become lighter. There are memories you need to bring into the presence of grace so they no longer have the power to define you. My child, I invite you to trust again. Trust does not mean you will never have questions. Trust does not mean every uncertainty disappears immediately. Trust means you continue walking even when you cannot see every step ahead. Like a traveler following a lamp in the darkness, you do not need the entire road revealed at once. You only need enough light for the next step. My beloved child, today you can begin with something simple. Take the fear you have been carrying and place it before me. Take the questions that have exhausted your heart and bring them into prayer. Take the future you have been trying to control and open your hands. Let your heart say, I choose to trust. I choose to wait. I choose to believe that I am being led. My child, this is not about becoming perfect overnight. This is about returning, again and again, to the one who gives peace. There will be days when trust feels strong and days when trust feels small. But every step toward me matters. Every moment you choose faith over fear matters. Every time you release a burden instead of carrying it alone, something inside you begins to heal. My beloved child, the invitation before you is not to run faster. It is to walk closer. It is not to force the future into your hands. It is to place the future into hands that are stronger than yours. It is to discover that waiting can become worship, surrender can become strength, and trust can become the doorway into a deeper peace. And as you continue this journey, I want to remind you of the foundation beneath everything you have heard. Your hope does not rest only on what changes around you, but on the unchanging truth that has carried you through every season. My beloved child, as you continue walking with me, I want you to lift your eyes beyond what you can see today. I know there have been moments when your vision became limited by what was in front of you, the closed doors, the unanswered questions, the seasons that seemed to move slower than you expected. But my child, your current moment is not the final page of your story. What you see today is only one part of a much larger journey. There are chapters ahead that you have not yet read. There are opportunities you have not yet discovered. There are moments of growth and restoration that can still unfold in ways you may not expect. My beloved child, I know uncertainty can make the future feel overwhelming. When you cannot see what is ahead, your mind often tries to fill the empty spaces with fear. You begin imagining every possible difficulty. You begin preparing for outcomes that have not happened. You begin carrying tomorrow's weight before tomorrow arrives. But my child, you were never created to carry the future all at once. You are invited to walk one step at a time. The same hand that carried you through yesterday is still guiding you today. The same grace that strengthened you in previous seasons is still available for the days ahead. My beloved child, there is a new chapter that can begin when your heart learns to trust again. A new chapter does not always begin with a dramatic change that everyone notices. Sometimes it begins quietly. It begins with a renewed perspective. It begins when your heart becomes lighter. It begins when you stop measuring your future only by what you lost and start recognizing what can still be restored. My child, restoration does not always mean returning to exactly what was before. Sometimes restoration means becoming something deeper, wiser, and stronger than you were before. Sometimes the healing journey creates a heart that understands compassion in a new way. Sometimes the waiting season creates a person who can recognize blessings with greater gratitude. Sometimes the lessons from difficult moments prepare you to walk into new opportunities with humility and wisdom. My beloved child, do not assume that because you cannot see the way forward, there is no way forward. A seed beneath the soil cannot see the sunlight above it, but the process is still moving. A sunrise cannot be seen in the middle of the night, but morning is still approaching. A river may begin from a small hidden spring, but it can continue flowing into something much greater. In the same way, there are possibilities forming beyond what your eyes can currently recognize. My child, I do not want you to live trapped by the fear of missing what is ahead. Fear tells you that everything depends on one moment, one decision, or one opportunity. But I invite you to trust that your life is not held together by your ability to predict everything perfectly. You can move forward with peace because your hope is not built only on circumstances. Your hope is built on the presence of the one who walks with you. My beloved child, there may be opportunities ahead that require courage. There may be moments where you need to step forward even though you do not have every detail. There may be seasons where you need to continue learning, growing, and becoming. But you do not have to enter those moments with the same fears you carried before. The person you are becoming today is not the same person who first entered this waiting season. You have gained wisdom. You have developed patience. You have discovered strength you did not know was within you. My child, I want you to hold on to hope. Not a hope that ignores reality. Not a hope that pretends every question has already been answered. But a hope that believes there can still be beauty after uncertainty. A hope that believes your story can continue. A hope that believes your heart can experience peace even before everything becomes clear. My beloved child, the future is not an empty space filled only with unknowns. It is a place where new lessons can be learned, new possibilities can appear, and new beginnings can emerge. Walk forward with an open heart. Allow yourself to receive what is ahead without fear controlling your steps. The journey is not finished. There is still growth ahead. There is still healing ahead. There is still purpose ahead. And as you continue walking, I want to lead you into an even deeper truth, one that brings your heart from hope into lasting peace. My beloved child, as you come to the end of this moment together, I want you to carry one truth with you above everything else. You do not have to leave this place carrying the same weight you brought with you. You do not have to return to your day with the same fear, the same pressure, or the same uncertainty controlling your heart. You can move forward with a quiet confidence that you are not walking alone. My child, remember what you have discovered here. The waiting season was never empty. The quiet moments were never meaningless. The unanswered questions were never proof that you had been forgotten. There was a deeper work taking place, even when you could not see it. There was growth beneath the surface. There was preparation in the hidden places. There was strength being formed within you. My beloved child, you came here carrying questions, but I want you to leave with peace. You came wondering why things did not happen sooner, why the path seemed slower than expected, why certain opportunities did not appear when you thought they should. But now you can begin to see that not every pause is a problem. Not every delay is a denial. Not every closed door is a loss. Sometimes what feels like uncertainty is a place where trust is being strengthened. Sometimes what feels like waiting is a place where your heart is being prepared. My child, remember that your life is not measured only by visible results. Your worth is not determined by how quickly things change. Your future is not controlled by one moment, one decision, or one season. You are more than what you have achieved. You are more than what you have lost. You are more than the questions that remain unanswered. Carry this truth with you. Your journey is still unfolding. My beloved child, when the next moment of uncertainty comes, when your heart begins to wonder again, when you are tempted to rush because you cannot see what is ahead, remember to return to this place of trust. Remember to slow down. Remember to breathe. Remember that peace does not always come from knowing every detail. Sometimes peace comes from knowing who walks beside you. My child, you do not need to force what is not ready. You do not need to chase what requires fear to obtain. You do not need to carry tomorrow before it arrives. There is grace for today. There is strength for the next step. There is wisdom available for the path in front of you. My beloved child, I want your heart to rest in this assurance. The season you are in has not been wasted. Every lesson, every moment of growth, every time you chose patience over panic, every time you chose faith over fear, has shaped you in ways you may not fully understand yet. The person you are becoming matters. The heart you are developing matters. The peace you are learning to receive matters. My child, take this with you as you continue forward. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not alone. The road ahead may still have moments you cannot predict, but you can walk it with hope because your life is held by a love greater than your understanding. My beloved child, may your heart become lighter. May your thoughts become calmer. May your spirit become stronger. May you learn to recognize the quiet guidance that leads you one step at a time. May you find courage in moments of uncertainty and rest in moments of waiting. And when you do not know what tomorrow holds, Remember that you do not have to fear the unknown when you are walking with the one who already knows the way. My child, carry peace with you, carry trust with you, carry hope with you. The chapter ahead has not been written by your fears. It is still open, still growing, and still filled with possibilities. Walk forward gently, knowing that every step you take can be a step closer to deeper faith, deeper healing, and deeper peace. You are held, you are guided, and you can rest because you do not walk this journey alone.